Starting a business can be quite daunting and comes at a cost, but it might not be as expensive as you think. In today's video, I'm going to be giving y'all some tips on how to help you set your business up for success from the beginning without overspending or splurging too much. If that's something that you're interested in, make sure that y'all stay till the end so that y'all can get all the tips and tricks on how to go about doing so. Hi guys, it's Faith. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for clicking on the video and tuning in. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for rejoining us again. For this video, I took inspiration from two other YouTubers that I watched when I was trying to start my business, Makayla and Christina Fashion. They both talk about jewellery and basically their journey. I will put a link down below to both of their channels so y'all can check that out in the description box. In their videos, they basically spoke about the mistakes that they made when launching their business and things that they would do differently. But in my video, I'll be talking about how to set your business up for success prior to launching. So just some things that you should consider to help you save your money and just to help you save time in the long run. So tip number one is to think about your packaging. Don't overbuy. So for me and for quite a lot of other business users that I've seen out there, one of the big things that they've said is that they spent a lot of money on packaging and on props, which is actually bizarre because I knew that I didn't want to spend too much money, but I feel like if I didn't stop myself and think about it, I probably would have done the same thing. So there are things out there, there's software out there so that you can kind of change up your product shots. You don't really need to go around buying a lot of props. So there's Canva, there's Pixel Cut, there's Pixar, and there's quite a few other things out there that you can use. But these apps kind of help you edit your photos onto like different backgrounds or onto product displays that they've already made. So if you've got a cosmetic brand, or let's say you're selling lip gloss, body butters, I think they're really good. I don't think you need to go out buying extra props for those because you can just take your pictures, then remove the background and then place it on whatever template you've picked out from those apps. But that I found was really good because it gave me an opportunity to test out what I kind of wanted for how I wanted my brand to look in the future. So I would highly recommend that. Also, props. You don't need to go out buying stuff for your photography as much. I know it's important for you to produce high quality images, but try and use things that you have around your house already. Be mindful that if it already has logos on it, make sure that the logos aren't showing, or take off the logo if possible. Some suppliers will already take pictures for you, but you might want to have more than one picture. Use yourself as a model for the time being. Don't overstress thinking it's not perfect. That's something that I did. I kept thinking it's not perfect. I don't want to be the model in my pictures. But it's just a short-term thing. Once you get yourself set up, it will be a lot easier and you'll be able to budget to have models and to have a professional photo shoot. But when you can't do so, just make use of what you've got. Take your pictures when it's daylight so you can do it when it's sunny outside. I know right now it's not sunny, but in England the sun's out but it's freezing, so open a window and take your pictures whilst you can. That will be quite good. That will give you the quality that you need, and just make sure you clean your camera first so that you get those high quality shots. Tip number two is to pick a domain name that is easy to remember and a domain name that you can use across everything. So you want to be able to have the same website name and the same handles for your social media. So for me, I didn't have the luxury of having all of them the same, but I found a way around it, which will be explained in another video, not this one, but yeah, stay tuned for that video, guys. So if you've got an idea of what you want to call your name, make sure you just check it up in GoDaddy or Google Domains first, because you don't want to be attached to that name and then you go to register it and then you realize that someone else has it, or someone else has the Instagram handle or the Twitter handle or just something else. You just want to make sure that everything is consistent across all platforms and that people will be able to easily find you and know which accounts are associated with your business. I've spoken about tip number 2 and tip number 3 together, guys. Tip number 3 was to be consistent in your domain handles, and those two marry together. So tip 2 and tip 3 have already been spoken about. Tip number 4 is to work at a pace that you're comfortable at. And as new business owners, I feel like a lot of people are guilty of this. I am one of them, and it's something that I'm trying to manage, is to work at a pace that you're happy with. Don't compare yourself to other businesses. You don't know how long it took that other business to get to the point that they're at. You're just seeing them now in the state that you're comparing them to you. You don't know if they were struggling with product photos. You don't know if they were not getting any sales. You don't know what they did or how hard they had to work or how much money, because you don't know other people's budgets. You don't know how much money they've had to put into their business. So work with what you've got and don't be too stressed out thinking you're not growing. That will come with time and experience. If you can only afford 10 pieces, you do not need to go out trying to source 50 pieces for your store, because you're going to end up being overwhelmed, because not only can you have 50 pieces, but you need to have the packaging in case 50 pieces are sold. You need to be able to ship them out quickly, because the customers, you don't want to keep them waiting for too long, because that will lead to negative reviews. And you just want to make sure that the cycle that you're setting up for yourself is consistent and sustainable. You don't want to be stressing yourself out thinking, I've got all this product, but I don't have the packaging for it, or I've now got to wait and have delayed shipping because I need to wait for something else. So work with what you've got and work within your means. Keep it simple and stick to your business plan. If you're thinking, okay, my stock is shifting kind of quickly, then by all means re-inject the money and then get new stock. But just don't over purchase. Don't over purchase on the packaging. Don't over purchase on the product. Just don't do it, because at the end of the day, you need to be sure that you can shift all of that stock, because if you've got it sitting in your house, especially, and it's taking up space, because let's be real, not many small business owners have an office to start out with. So you don't want that taking up too much of your space, because it will just be there sitting looking at you, and you'll just be thinking, well, where do you go from here? So tip number 5, I think I'm on tip number 5 now, is to get samples, which I've mentioned in another video. Samples are important because it gives you the opportunity to test out the product before you order it in bulk. And this is very key. It's quite important. So I highly recommend you doing it, which is why I suggested it in the previous video. And it's because it gives you the opportunity to test the quality. Like I said, I shared my own experience. There's some products that I wanted to bulk buy, but when I received it as a sample, the quality was not up to scratch, and it wasn't something that I wanted to put out. It wasn't something that I thought I wanted to put my name behind, because I didn't think my customers would be satisfied with it. And for me, I'm quite a picky person. Some things my customers might be happy with, but if I thought something looked a bit tacky or it just looked just not high quality, I didn't sell it. Make sure you think of that as well. Don't just think because I'm starting out that's an excuse, or it gives you the green flag to be putting out mediocre items. It does not. So make sure that you think about it, strategize, make a plan, and think about, okay, these are my top 3 favorites. Make a column. This is what you do when you're going shopping. In the changing room, you put, this is a definite, this is a maybe, and this is definitely not coming home with me. Do that when you're purchasing stock for your business. The last tip, guys, I don't even know what tip I'm on now, is 6. Save money by using up as many free trials as you possibly can. So for me, this is what I did. Whilst I had the free 2-week trial of Shopify, I made my website. I literally made it, and I was like, well, this is what I want it to look like. I tested out all the templates that I thought I wanted, and use the free templates, guys, because you don't need to spend a lot of money on a template when you're just starting out. Use something that will get the job done, because you want your website to be fast. You don't want it to be slow, because it might deter people from coming back. When you first launch, I feel like you get a lot of traffic to your website, especially if you've been promoting it. if you've been promoting it, you'll get the traffic. If you've not been promoting it, you're not going to be found by anyone. But people will come to your website just to check, oh, let me go see what he or she has produced, and just to get a feel of how you're doing, basically. Some people are nosy, so use that to your advantage and make sure that you can make your website the best it can be, so you can lock them in whilst they're having a sneak little peep. Make sure you lock them in. So like I was saying before I got sidetracked on a tangent, make sure that you use up the free trials. So I designed my website, and then I decided that I didn't like the design, but because I didn't take too long, I went back and I changed everything, and I was like, okay, I like how it looks now. So when the free trial ended, I already had the design for my website, and then I just waited till I was ready to launch and I paid. I think it saves everything. I have to double check, but as far as I know, it saved everything that I did. When you go into Shopify, it's just got your store, you just need to reactivate it, and then yeah, I paid. And yeah, I literally made the website in the free trial, so I highly recommend that. Also with Canva, I made a lot of stuff with Canva, Pixel Cut, Pixar. I use all of those things to remove all my backgrounds. For my YouTube banner, I used Canva and Pixel Cut, I think. And I literally just got the pro versions, and then I removed all the backgrounds that I needed for my product shot, all the backgrounds of me that I needed for my branding and for YouTube, so for my personal brand. And I literally made everything in the free trial period. This also gives you a chance to think, okay, which platform do I enjoy using? Do I rather Canva or do I rather Pixel Cut? I ended up choosing both of them because I like how Pixel Cut removes the background better than Canva. Maybe I'm just not using the correct pictures for Canva, but I need to just faff around with it a bit more. But then I decided that I didn't like some apps because they were too fiddly or they didn't offer as much as the other ones did. So make sure that you'll do that. I can't stress that enough. It saved me a lot of money because I didn't need to commit to any app, and I had all the majority of my content that I needed, and I just saved it to my phone, or I saved it to a folder on my laptop, and then I was able to use it, but I didn't have to pay a cent. Until I decided that, yeah, I need this in the long run, and this is something that I'm happy to invest in for the future. Because guys, investing in certain software and apps, it really will help boost your quality of what you're putting out, so the quality of your content, and then in turn that helps convey a better brand message to your customers and target audience, so hopefully that will bring them back in, so you should hopefully make back your money. So yeah guys, these are my tips on how to set your business up for success from the start. So instead of going and doing all the things that y'all have seen online and then thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that, make sure you don't overspend on props. Make sure you think of a name that you like and a domain that you can already check and make sure that you've got all the handles. There's no point buying the domain, paying that money, and then thinking, I'm going to have a completely random Twitter name, or I'm going to have a completely random Instagram name or a Facebook name. That is shooting yourself in the foot, because how will your customers find you on Instagram? You're going to have to literally keep making sure you direct people to that. Because if they think, oh, let me just quickly go on Instagram, I want to follow this brand, and I'm going to just type their name in, and they don't see you, that is putting them off from sharing with their friends and family this business, that they're going to be an advocate for you. So it's just some tips to consider, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Wherever you are, share the video. Have a nice, safe day. Until next time, bye guys.